If you're in it for the long haul with your Ranger, especially if you've already got or you're planning to do some additional engine modifications, then something like this oil separator from J&L should definitely be on your short list. This is an easy, effective modification that's designed to extend the life of your engine, and it comes in at a very reasonable price. Now, most truck owners want to keep them as long as possible, and thankfully that's not hard to do. But to maximize your engine's life, an oil separator is a great little modification that can keep your engine running better for longer. And J&L makes some of the best ones on the market. They've designed this in-house to integrate perfectly into your standard PCV system. The separator is going to trap fine oil vapors in a nice fine mesh, and once there's enough particles built up, they're going to fall through this 1/2 inch thick 1/16 aluminum honeycomb filter, which you can see right down here. Then they're going to fall down and are trapped in this 3-ounce catch can, which you can easily remove to clean and empty, as you just saw me do. The air is then going to continue to flow through uninterrupted, keeping the pressure stabilized, and the oil stays behind. So that means your engine runs free of oil and carbon buildup. Now, J&L has done a really good job with these, in my opinion. These are compact, they're well built, and it feels like a solid piece. The base of the tank has this knurled texture to it, so it's easy to remove and clean even when it's in a hot engine bay. Now, 3 ounces might sound like a pretty small amount, and frankly, it is. However, most engines are only going to produce about 1 ounce of oil every 1,000 miles, and your results may vary here. J&L recommends that you check the canister every 500 to 1,000 miles or so when you first install it to get an idea of when it needs to be serviced and cleaned. However, your engine may not produce as much oil vapor, so you might be able to go for longer. If you live in a cold climate, it's likely that you're going to have to check and empty this more often, since cold weather means there's more condensation, so you're going to get more vapors coming through here. Now, there's also an extended 6-ounce can available should you want a longer service interval or need that extra capacity, and we do have that available on our site as well. Construction-wise, the whole thing is milled from a solid piece of aluminum, so this is really nice and it feels every bit of it. On the cap down here, you'll see there's a really thick O-ring to help prevent spillage. And they also, of course, include brand new lines with quick disconnects at the end, so this is going to be really simple to install, and it's going to integrate perfectly with the system that's already on your truck. Now, this one is anodized with a clear sort of satin silver finish as well, so it's going to look nice and clean when you get it installed in your engine bay, and it adds a little bit of a pop of color. Pricing comes in at just about $200, which makes this a pretty affordable modification as well. For that price, in my head, this just makes a lot of sense because it's going to help you keep the top end of your engine cleaner, which means it's going to run better and longer. So if you're planning on keeping your truck around for a while, this is definitely worth your while to pick up. It's also going to cost you a lot less to buy this and install it than it would to just have your shop do even one valve cleaning. So it's definitely going to save you money in the long run. Installation gets a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and the job should take you about 1 hour to complete, possibly a little less depending on your familiarity with your engine bay. However, the inclusion of the new lines and the quick disconnects here, plus the bracket, make this a super easy job for you to accomplish at home. And we're going to show you what's involved right now, so for that, let's head on out to the shop.
Tools required for this install include a ratchet, a box knife, Phillips head screwdriver, tape measure, and a 10mm socket. What's up, guys? Today we're installing a catch can on our Ranger, so let's get started. So the only thing we need to remove is this PCV line. We're just going to disconnect this fitting. So press in on that white tab and pull back. Now this is the white tab, you're just going to push in on that. You got to push it pretty hard and then pull straight back to pop that off. So now we're going to set up our catch can. We need to mount our bracket to the top of the catch can, and then I'm going to put our lines on here on the table and make it a little bit easier. Now the side with the connector with this yellow clip is going to go on the side of the catch can with the O, and the side that has the part that goes into that clip is going to go on the C side. So that being said, I'm going to mount this bracket first. So we'll lay that on top. We'll take the 2 included Phillips head screws and thread those into our catch can. So now grab a Phillips head screwdriver and thread your 2 screws into those holes. Get both of them in before you tighten it all the way down. Get both of these in before you tighten them all the way down. And now for this hose with the female connector here, we can attach that one to the O side of this catch can. The one on the other side is going to have to be trimmed 6 inches. So make sure you have this cap on the end of your hose. Slide that on, and then you can slide your hose onto that fitting. Now this is a plastic fitting, so be careful. Don't force it too hard. And now we're gonna cut that other hose to length. So now we're gonna trim our other hose to length. So pull that cap off at the end. Take a tape measure to measure out 6 inches. Make sure you straighten out your hose. And that's gonna be right there. So I'm just gonna take a box knife to make my cut here. And now with that trimmed to length, put your cap back on, grab your catch can, and press that onto your fitting. And twist it back and forth to make it a little bit easier. And now we're ready to get this installed on the truck. So now we're going to be mounting our catch can bracket to this open hole in our valve cover. We have a bolt included in the kit. So slide that through your bracket and thread it in. And now grab a 10mm socket and tighten that down. So now we need to run our 2 lines. Now the hose with the male end is going to be going into the connector that we removed. So this is going to go underneath this line and then run back underneath these towards that fitting. Now the one with the female adapter is going to go over this line and then over this wire loom portion of this hose and back to that connector. So now we're just going to connect our 2 hoses. Now the one with this yellow clamp, we're going to push this onto that fitting first, and then there is a locking tab that we're going to have to press in once that's connected. So we're going to move our factory hose out of the way. Press that onto our fitting, and then we're going to press in on that yellow locking tab. That's going to lock that into place. Now on our factory PCV line, we're going to have to turn this fitting about 180 degrees. So just grab a hold of the hose, flip that around, and then we can get the male fitting and press that into place. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the J&L 3.0 oil separator in clear/satin anodized for the driver's side of your 2019 to 23 Ranger. Thank you for watching, and for all things Ranger, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.